The Berenstain Bears lend a helping hand by Stain and Jim Berenstain. Some cups are helpful, some cups are not. Show them the way and they make their shot. Mama and Papa Bear were like most parents. They wanted the best for their cubs. Brother and sister were like most cubs. They wanted the best for themselves, and not only the best, but the biggest and the most as well. Best place in front of the TV. Move over. No, you move over. The biggest piece of cake. I'll take that one. No, I'll take that one. And the most jelly bean. I've got the most. No, I've got the most. One night, when the scribble cubs were sound asleep, Mama lay awake worried. She sighed a big sigh. What's wrong inside? Said Papa, turning over. We're just the wind whistling through the leaves of our treehouse. We've got to find a way of teaching brother and sister the meaning of their selfish ways. She said, Do you have any chocolates? But zzz was Papa's only suggestion. He fell asleep, leaving Mama alone on her thoughts. I've got to find a way, said Mama, to teach themselves so important help others to help themselves. But how? Lunching hasn't worked. Nagging hasn't worked, and have Papa talk to them seems to do more harm than good. As Mama lay there, she thought about cubs learning. Cubs learn by doing. They learn walk by walking. They learn run by running. They learn climb by climbing. That's the answer to Mama. The cubs learn help other by helping other. But the question of who, when, and where went unanswered as she drifted off to sleep. And it happened. Those questions would soon be answered. The who turned out to be Mrs. Grizzle, the elder window who lived just down the road. The when turned down to be the very next day, and the where turned out to be, and the checkout line at supermarket. Hello, Miss Grizzle, said Mama as she and her caught in the checkout counter. Hello yourself, said Miss Grizzle. How are you? And you're just fine, Mama. Some of mine are over there looking at the videos. Cups, say hello to our neighbor. Hi, Mrs. Grizzle, said brother and sister. The cubs were a little nervous about Miss Grizzle. She was really old and even older than Gramps and Gran. The kind that bent over, and there was a crooked can she used when she walked. But the real reason they were nervous about was their bot got into her yard and knocked over some tulips. They had never applied. When Mama and the cubs loading and the crocodile into the car, Mrs. Grizzle came out of the supermarket pushing a little Cobb's shopping cart. Where are you going? Called Mama. To the bus stop, she said. The bus goes right by my house. So does our car, said Mama. Cubs helped Miss Grizzle into the car and put her things in the truck. That's very kind, said Mrs. Drew, as sister helped her into the car. My goodness, she added, as brother put the things in the trunk. It must be wonderful to have such helpful cubs. Yes, it is, said Mama, and she started crying most of the time. This certainly would be wonderful for me, said Miss Grizzle. Oh, said Mama, when cubs realized they were being talked about. they learn forward to hear better. Yes, said Miss Grizzle, I need a little help with something. By now, brother and sister were learning so far forward that the seat belts were pulling at them. The mama, maybe this is a chance. I've been looking for the chance for brother and sister to learn to help others. I wonder, said Miss Grizzle, and this is just a thought, but I wonder if perhaps brother and sister could find the time to help me with the clean up my attic. It's an awful mess. I'd pay them, of course. Brother and sister looked at each other. They didn't say anything, but the explosion smoke volumes. How Miss Grizzle clean her attic? What about soccer? What about listening recorder? Listening to recorder with Lizzie? What about playing video games with Cousin Fred? Well, I for one think that's a wonderful idea, said Mama Cups. How does the next Saturday sound? She put her in the car and the clothes and the Miss Grizzle. Next Saturday, said the Cups. Then it's a deal, said Mama. Hop to it, Kyle. Let's Miss Grizzle get her things into the house. The Cubs up. They saw the next Saturday sleeping away from the dusty house and miserable, boring old attic. When they were about to hear, Mama turned to Miss Grizzle. As for paying brother and sister, she said, they wouldn't think of adding money to being nice to a neighborhood. When the Cubs complained to Papa about Miss Grizzle's attic, it turns out he was even more interested about the idea that Mama irritated about the idea that Mama was. Cubs, I'm proud of you. I think it's great of you and the volunteer to help the poor old Miss Grizzle clean up her attic. But Papa, we didn't actually volunteer, said brother in the small voice. Never rest, said Papa. It's the thing on the wonderful thing you're doing. I think you may find it interesting. You never know what you might find in the old lady's attic. Be careful. Be careful now, said Miss Grizzle. Those steps are rattle-rickety. It was Saturday morning, and the Cubs were following her up to the attic. When they followed into the attic, they reached the top of the steps. Brother and sister just stopped for a moment. Well, here we are, said Miss Grizzle. Mrs. Grizzle. They were indeed. The strange feeling came over the Cubs. Look at their pails and the old things. It was as if they had walked into the middle of her whole life. There was a dress mark on the dummy, the half of the dress painted. Little old magazine. There was an amazing ship in the bottle. Wow, said brother. It has all the rings. That was my late husband's hobby, explained Mrs. Grizzle. What is this? A radio, of course, Mrs. Grizzle said. A radio? Said sister. It looks like an old janitor. Do you think you can still play it? Asked Papa. Let's plug in the find out, said Mrs. Grizzle. Brother plugged and turned it on. The music came from a strange old Mario. Wrong music, asked the Cubs to listen to wrong music coming radio, and certainly they had the funniest feeling about how time works. It went back the past and forward to the into future. But now it was the present, and they had work to do. Papa was right. Miss Grizzle's attic was kind of interesting. Mrs. Grizzle organized two really big boxes. One was marked her throwaway, and one was my keeps. You know, said brother, we are going to have a science time if we're ever going to get this job done. Miss Grizzle agreed. Here's what they did. They sat Miss Grizzle in a comfy old chair and bring things to her this time. Then she looked at each other, keep it or clock it. But this morning, when the cubs began to worry, the same brother and sister, that she was chuckling some more interesting. Others began to get the idea. Just before lunch, the cubs find a really interesting thing. What's this? Mrs. Grizzle asked Mr. Sister. It looks like a really old baby doll. A really, really old baby doll. Now, what it is, she said. It's a original Barbie I had when I was a cub. The brother finally sent the box of old paper. It was a baseball card. I can hardly believe my eyes. It looks like a baby brown Rocky card. That's probably what it is, said Miss Grizzle. My late husband was a big Bobby Burning fan. After lunch in the attic, the cubs told her their idea. There's lots of great stuff in here, she said. You should throw it away. But what do I do it? She said. Have a garage sale. This is a goodness to miss, said old Mrs. Grizzle. I don't know about that. I don't have a garage. You have a yard, don't you? Said Mother. You can have a yard sale. Now, that was to happen. Mama and Papa pitched in and helped. The very next Saturday, Mrs. Grizzle had one of the most successful yard sales ever held in the neighborhood. Mrs. Grizzle appeared the cubs helping very much wanted to pay something, but Mama still wouldn't hear of it. She did allow them to add a gift, however. Mrs. Grizzle gave Sister an original Barbie doll that she had when she was a cub, and she gave Brother the Babby Rocky card. Wow, said Brother. Double wow, said Brother. Thank you for listening, but please subscribe and like. Please, 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 please.